So, I've been getting fat. That's what I've been doing with my time lately. I've been putting on the old weight. I was doing good. I've been doing good for months, but it seems to go in these off and on spurts. Like I'll do really well for a while, and then, what are you doing with your hand? I'll be doing really well for a while, and then I'll fall off. Like when everything in my life is doing good, when I'm feeling good, when the numbers are coming in, when the analytics are good, when the statistics are making my dopamine levels be nice and high, it's easy to subsist on that dopamine and not have to eat food all the time. But now I'm stuck. Gonna lean over here for a bit. Now I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck in the spot where every night around when it's time to go to bed, my body goes, ooh, a microwave popcorn might be good. He goes, ooh, a couple of them chocolate chip cookies might be good. I don't have my lights on. Let me turn my lighting on. Can you see that little bottle of vodka that there's like one shot left in it? I just keep that on hand. In case you need it. It's always good to have a little alcohol on hand in case you need to have a little cleaning or have a little drinky poo. There's one shot in there, I think. 3/4 of a shot, maybe. Anyway, there's my lights. They're starting to fall down. You guys like my paintings? Cool. Anyway, where was I? So I'm gaining weight. I'm putting on the weight. That's not good. It's not good. So here's my main thing with health and fitness. I want to feel good. I don't have a thing. I don't have a whole thing. I've only recently started getting invested in fitness very, very recently. Like my entire life, this was kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit. This is the only thing I had planned, was to talk about how I ended up here. I'm in my 40s. Don't want to get too specific. Don't want to have any hackers hacking into my information, finding out exactly where I live and stealing all my millions of dollars. I want to talk about how I got to where I am. I'm in my 40s right now. I'm in not great shape. I mean, it's not terrible, right? I'm not the biggest tub of lard you've never seen. There's some chunkiness here, but it's not, look at my shirt. It's not like super ultra tubby. Like I wouldn't be on my 900-pound life or anything like that. Anyway, what's the point? The point is that only recently is when I've started getting interested in health and fitness. Every time I try to do a super heavy workout routine or even just like a minor workout routine, I end up getting like a minor injury that just like sets me back. I have no ability to determine how hard do I go? How much do I do? How many repetitions? Am I walking? Am I running? Am I jogging? Am I doing push-ups? Am I doing pull-ups? Am I focusing on just stretching and strengthening? Are we doing resistance stuff? I never know just how hard I can go, and I always go just a little bit too far. Not like a super injury, just a minor one, but like that's 2 weeks down the drain. I gotta wait for everything to kind of like heal up and get better. If it's not a knee or an ankle or an ab muscle. I've been trying to get on pull-ups. So I got myself a couple of exercise bands, and I've got those hooked up to my pull-up bar. And the idea is to get strong enough where I can do full-on pull-ups and just have that be the main part of my exercise routine. So, but the thing I've noticed is, along with the getting injured all the time, it's like I've never been flexible. My entire life, I've never been flexible. I've always been like super tight. And that's even like kind of played into my personality. I've always been like super tight and kind of stressed and prone to anxiety. That's always been part of me. I remember in kindergarten when it was time to sit, now they call it crisscross applesauce, but when I was a kid, the teacher called it Indian style. And I know that's not kosher, never was kosher, but it's just where you sit down on your butt and you cross your legs. Even when I was in kindergarten, I struggled with sitting crisscross applesauce. I couldn't do it. Like my butt cheeks were like too tense, and my legs, my hamstrings, my hammies were too tense. I couldn't do it. And I've always like, ever since I started thinking about this, I've just been like, why have I been tense my entire life? What type of a thing is that? Like, why would a kindergartner be tense? When you're a kindergartner, what do you have to be tense about? Like, what did my mom pack for lunch? I don't know. I don't know how I got there. It's contributed to my overall weirdness. As I've talked about a bit before, I was the youngest child. I'm the youngest child. I've got 2 older brothers and 1 older sister. And it feels like the youngest child meme has just completely unfolded into who I am. Like, the attention seeker, like being kind of shy and reserved a lot of the time, but then also at the same time being an attention seeker and, the poor me thing and trying to get girls and failing at that. A lot of people are struggling right now. Fortunately, I live in a small town. I live in a small community. So COVID's not been that bad around here. A lot of people are struggling. Is the pandemic over? Like, I keep hearing podcasters say, hey, remember during the pandemic, back then, before the pandemic was over, it was all, blah, 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 blah. But now they keep saying, now that the pandemic's over type of thing. Is it over? Is it over? Or is it just like we're past the worst of it? Because I know still people are still, having trouble with it. I am curious as to what the lessons from COVID will be. What are they going to teach us? How is this going to move us into the next phase? Like, humanity is at a crossroads right now. There is this giant disparity between, I am on this side. I am of the old ways. I am scared of the internet. I don't want technology. I don't like it. I have no place for it. That's on this side. On this side, you've got the rest of us who are like, yes, technology, yes, I love it. I want it. I'm actually going to make it part of my being when I get my Neuralink. The extreme ones of us who are willing to be the guinea pigs for Neuralink and whatever comes down the pipe. And AI, which is getting insane. But the thing is, like, I know people that are older that are like, they're almost proud of the fact that they have no idea how to operate technology. Like, it's 2021, baby. If you don't know how to use a computer in 2021, you are ignorant. You're ignorant. It's just sad. Like, people are so scared of technology, some people, that they won't allow their brain to accumulate the ability to, like, go online and go search the internet. What people don't realize is that technology is the new spiritualism. Technology is what's going to keep us together. Technology will not spread us farther apart. It will bring us together eventually. All of these new communication platforms, the AI, the problem solving, the robots, all of this stuff is going to accumulate into something good. Some people think that God is simply man, which has evolved through technology to the point of being God. That's what we're at, this weird crossroads right now. It's like we're stepping from being human to being an actual God. Where's nanotechnology? The only thing we need to take this AI and the robotics is the little bit of physics that's going to allow us to dominate with nanotechnology. We fuse all these things together, and that's it. In 100 years, we're unrecognizable as humans. You can look how you want. You can be who you want. You can know all of the information you've ever wanted to know. That's exciting to me. Like, I want to play, I want to be a jujitsu master today. Consult Neuralink. Boom. Ninjutsu master. Or if not an actual master, at least having all of the knowledge and experience in your mind that will allow you to train to quickly become that. If you've already got the muscle memory, then it's just a matter of connecting that to your body and you're good. Can you imagine, like, knowing 1,000 crucial skills? Like, you got 5 years, you're an expert at almost everything, or everything that at least interests you. Like, you're a chemical engineer. You're a karate master. You are a master yachtsman. You are a visual artist. you are a master public speaker, and it's basically free. We have that right now with the internet. It's just not super easy like it's going to be in the future. Download Mandarin. Speak Mandarin now. Anyway, let's tie this back in really quick. Let's tie this into how I've been feeling lately. I've been feeling fat. I've been feeling fat. Fat and inferior. It'll pass. It always does. One of the major things that has helped me cope with whatever is going on in my life right now, with social media and every dream I'm building, I'm trying to get to 1 million subs on YouTube and 1 million plus on every platform. That's what I work for every day. We just had Labor Day. Labor Day is now past. I used to work at this job. I used to work at the Museum of Science and Industry. There, I said it. And it's the worst job I've ever had in my life. The employers treated us like garbage for the most part. They hated us. We hated them. That was like done deal. But when Labor Day came around, Labor Day was the busiest, probably still is, the busiest day all year. And even when I hear the word Labor Day, my stomach just like rises up. I can feel the bile rising in my stomach because you'd get to work, like you wouldn't even clock in yet. You'd walk into the museum and there were just thousands of people, just thousands of people milling around, chaos in every direction. Like walking around the museum, you could not even look. You could not look one direction where there was nobody milling around in that. Like, imagine that for a second. The chaos of not even being able to like look at a wall for a second and give your eyes a chance to rest. It was constantly like bees buzzing around everywhere you look. Like I walk this way, people, I walk this way, people, I look down here, somebody's feet, there's nowhere to look. I look up here, there's a kid flying across your vision. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So I really feel for you guys that have to work on Labor Day, which is insane in and of itself. It's that holiday, but you're working. What? Why do some professions have to work on Labor Day? Anyway, you guys have been doing good, keeping my community going. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. You guys make some of this existential stuff worth going through, and it's partly because I see you guys out there and you're commenting, and I see your YouTube pages and you're out there doing stuff, being brave, trying stuff, sharing little parts of yourself, expressing yourself, being creative, being happy and being sad, and just being wonderful to each other and being horrible to each other. And I'm part of that, and I'm happy to be part of your lives. And I'm happy that our paths have kind of crossed. Maybe it's like only me saying, hey, from across the gymnasium, hey, man, thanks for commenting on my thing, on my Breath of the Wild video. I really appreciate that. That's really cool of you. And when somebody really genuinely says something from the heart, like, hey, man, this really means a lot to me. That kind of stuff just tugs at my heartstrings. And it's a rarity. Those kind of comments when somebody's like, hey, man, I really think that this is really cool. And you honestly did a very good job here. And I really, really, I'm on your team, and I'm in your yard, and I'm here for you. I'm supporting you. When I hear those type of comments, I'm just like, okay. I can put up with the nonsense. I can put up with the trolls. I can put up with the scum that show up and just say horrible things to me on a daily basis. I'm not crying about that because I've got a few of you guys out there that are like, yeah, Rusty. Yes. That's my jam. That's what I love. And you're doing it. I really sincerely appreciate you guys for that. So yeah, man, I am fat. I'm feeling fat. I see fatty Rusty. Feeling so fat. Doobie doobie doo. That's where it's at. So I'm eating all this food. I don't know, man. I was doing really good. I was exercising a lot. I was walking every day, but then my hips kind of started hurting, and I was like, okay, so I guess I will stretch my hips. So I've been stretching my hammies, stretching the old hammies quite a bit, and stretching the quads and everything, trying to get everything nice and loose. And then I stretched them too far. And like I stretched something and then I got pain in my hips, and then get those worked out. And then I get pain in my hammies from doing this. And then I try to do some pull-ups and I get a pain in my neck. I just don't know. I think I just have to keep on going for it as much as possible. But then like, I look at my analytics on YouTube over the Labor Day weekend. And of course the numbers are going to be low. My dude, have I learned anything from working at the horrible job at the Museum of Science and Industry? Like, nobody is in front of their computers during Labor Day weekend, my dude, because they're all at the Museum of Science and Industry making the employees les miserables. People are out camping, they're doing stuff, Nobody's just sitting in front of their computer all weekend. Just because I am making content all weekend, it doesn't mean you guys are consuming content all weekend. So that's understandable. But when those analytics just start ticking down, it tears my heart up. I'm not going to complain about that too much because we're all going through it. Some of you guys are like, oh, you got 200,000 viewers every 48 hours. I only have 25. That's understandable. I enjoyed my number situation more when it was 500,000 every 48 hours. That was nice. Getting 1 million views every couple of days. Very, very nice. But like, it just pings back and forth so much. Millions of views, and then down from 1 million to 100,000 is like 1/10 of the amount. So it's like, But even though it's way low, it's still really, really high. Like 100,000 views in a day is still really good. And we're doing great. And I'm just trying to keep my chin up through all that stuff and the Labor Day nonsense. Just the general vibe around town and in the city around Labor Day is just like, it's just bad. It's just bad. People are not happy. The energy is off. Everybody's got this energy like, oh, well, I don't have to work on Labor Day. But then they're like, well, why did I only get this weekend off? Why can't I have more time like this that I can enjoy with my family? And so they get kind of selfish, like, oh, I don't want to go hang out with too many people. I want to enjoy this day off to myself. Just be by myself. So anyway, I've been kind of down about my weight. I've been walking around. I went through a few months where I couldn't like feel any jiggling around in my stomach. I was like, all right, yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're losing the weight, but I could start feeling the jiggle again. And when I start feeling the jiggle, I'm like, I need to get back to work as far as losing weight goes. And another thing I wanted to rope in here really quick is my cold shower routine has been off the chain. It's been amazing. I've gone into the routine of taking several cold showers a day. And let me tell you what the benefits are of cold showers really quick. Just not even considering what Wim Hof and everybody else has said. For me, here are the benefits, if I can enumerate them really quickly. It shifts your attitude. For me, it shifted my attitude immediately. Like so it's not an infinite lasting nice feeling that you get from cold shower, right? It lasts for me about 4.5 hours. So if I take a nice cold shower in the morning, just a short one, like 3 or 4 minutes or however long it takes for me to get used to the cold, I feel good for about 4.5 hours. At the end of 4.5 hours, it tapers off. And then guess what? Take another cold shower. It's improved my attitude. My hair doesn't fall out anymore like it used to. My skin looks pretty good. I'm generally happier. Like I might get a bit depressed, but I'm definitely not like I was before I was doing cold showers. It's massively improved my mood. I feel less selfish when I'm taking a lot of cold showers. The effect of seeing my social media numbers go down or up doesn't have as firm of an impact on me as it normally would. It normally would have a big impact on me because I'm like, this is it. I'm building my future. I'm building my present. I'm getting myself known. This is what I want to do to make the living for the rest of my life. But since I've been taking cold showers, like it becomes possible to kind of separate myself from that. Like if I look at my phone and I'm like, oh crap, YouTube numbers are down. I can be like, oh well, they're down. They'll come back up some other time. When normally I'd just be like, I would look at my YouTube numbers and I would be like, I would not even say it out loud. I'd say to myself, hey, your YouTube numbers are down, bro. Guess what? Your YouTube numbers are down, bro. You're trash. You know what that means? It means you're garbage. It means you're worthless. It means nobody loves you and you will never be loved. Hey, Patty, why don't you go eat something? You garbage trash, man. You're kind of a scumbag, man. Why don't you just sit around and watch TV all day? Don't work. Don't do any work right now, man. It's not going to do any good. Go eat something. Hey, why don't you go get a 6-pack of beer? Go get a 6-pack, yeah. Go get a 6-pack and get super hammered. And that's the kind of voice that starts going in my head. And honestly, to be frank with you guys, that's not even the half of it. That's just where it starts. That voice gets in there and it just starts creeping around. And when you're sitting there and all this information is being blasted at you, it's just like, you don't even notice it. It's like that voice is speaking to you, but you're not actually engaging with it. The words are just melding with who you are. Like, you can't consciously say, yeah, you're right, I'm a scumbag, because you don't really know that the voice is actually somehow just like it's speaking directly to your subconscious. Like, it's just worming its way in there. And like that somehow makes it even more powerful. Like, you can't acknowledge, okay, I've got this negative voice going on. I have to shut it off. You can't do that because you don't even realize that the voice is happening. You're just like, that's me. I'm a scumbag. I'm telling myself I'm a scumbag. Well, that's why I'm coming back to this thing about separating yourself from that voice and all of that stuff. That's why cold showers have been so beneficial to me. I've been more able to adjust my awareness so that, okay, I can hear this terrible voice coming in telling me bad things. Then I can zoom out. I can zoom out from that situation and be like, okay, that's fine. I hear that horrible voice telling me bad things, but I don't have to act on it because that voice is not me. That voice is just my brain doing its job of thinking, analyzing, and distilling down. It's just doing its job, man. But that's not me. That's not my essence. That's not who I am. I don't have to believe what my brain is saying, what my mind is saying. I don't have to believe it. I don't have to live it. I don't have to do what it says. I can separate myself from that. And the cold showers have been really, really beneficial on that. Like, I've been going on this journey lately where different emotional stuff's coming up. Like, I've had to deal with a lot of stuff. I got off a serious habit of Xanax like a year ago, and I'll get into that at some point with prescription Xanax. And I had to get off of that, and that was a whole situation. I guess we'll probably save that for the next podcast or one later after that. Let me do a wrap up here. So what have we talked about? Okay, a few things that we've talked about here. A, I'm fat. B, I've got negative voices. C, people are having a hard time, working hard out there. D, you can separate yourself from the voices utilizing cold showers, because I want to come up with some solutions for you guys and solutions that I use for myself. I don't want to just tell you a bunch of problems and then leave you hanging. I want you to know that there's a solution. Anything you've got a problem to, there's a solution. Put your mind at ease. What is that song? Just relax, my friend. You were overthinking. Even if there's a problem, there's a solution. Remember to breathe. Put your mind at ease. Soon this feeling's gonna pass. You will find relief. See you guys.